All right, and welcome to episode 46 of Real Talk with a Vulnerable Angel and Friends. I am your host, the Vulnerable Angel, Dominica May, and tonight I am joined by one of my regular guests, Sharad. Welcome, Sharad.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah, always good to have you. Two live streams this week. It'll be fun. So this week we are going to be discussing slash some personality tests as part of the stream.
This will be fun.
As per Sharon's suggestion last week, where he said, "Hey, we should do some personality tests on the stream sometime." I'm like, "Okay,
Are we
well,
serial
look
killers? Are
something
we
up."
sociopathic? Do
Well,
we have money issues?
funny you should say that. That what
Oh,
some of the options are in the like dark triad or dark tetrad personality traits. I did not pick one of those ones, but we take those tests to see if we're psychopaths.
okay. How did you how did you come up with all of these quizzes? Was there a specific place you found? Did you just pick them here, 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 and here?
Yeah, so the story behind how I'm choosing the tests. So earlier this week, knowing that it's just funny coincidence, there's this one person that I follow on Instagram. He goes by the handle Professor Neil, I believe. He is based in Canada and he's a professor at a university. I don't know which one. And he had just retaken this one particular personality test called the BEM sex role inventory. And he had retaken it as while he was kind of talking about it to his class and discovered that his results had changed since the previous time that he had taken it. So he's like trying to explain that, personalities change over time.
Sure.
So because I felt like, because he was talking about that one, I'm like, that one sounds interesting because it was like, it gives you the scale of how much femininity versus masculinity you have, or like there's a scale for each, right? And like, that sounds like an interesting one. So I just Googled that. And then I found a website that had a test that you can do it. And then it had like a whole bunch of other kinds of psychology tests. So I looked at the entire list and I picked a few that sounded interesting to me. I don't know if we'll get through all of them today, but look, it gives us a range of tests that we can do in future streams as well.
Sure. Yeah,
Remember
exactly.
last week I said, I don't remember if I said this on or off stream. I think it was off stream, but I suggested we could do the autism one, and that is also available on this website, but I didn't
Cool.
pick it for today.
Next time around.
Yeah. Okay, so we will start with the one that I said, the BEM sex role inventory. So that's the name of it there. And if you want to take the test along with us, then that is the URL there for anyone who is watching. If not now, then after the fact. And as we're going through them, I'll read the questions as well.
Right.
And if we have anything to discuss about them as we're answering, then we can. Okay, so, and just the disclaimer, it also says the test is provided for educational and entertainment use only. It is not intended to be a psychological advice of any kind, and come without any guarantee of accuracy or validity. Assessment is free and anonymous. You can save the direct link to your results. Okay. You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. I'm assuming that the questions will be in the same order for both of us.
Hopefully.
And there's 60 questions in this test. Okay. So self-reliant.
Yep, that's the one I have too. So I think we're in simpatico.
Right. So it's on a scale of almost never true to rarely true, less than half the times true, neutral, more than half the times true, often true, and almost always true. I'd say, I mean, I kind of have to be self-reliant, like just by default, as being a single mother.
Right.
Right. So,
For me, it's probably rarely true. I would say because after falling ill, like I do admit I struggle sometimes. So I think that I'll pick really true for me.
I'm a toss-up between often true or almost always true. I guess I'm gonna have to go with almost always true, just because that's where I am right now. Like, I would love for it to not be. I would love to be able to rely on more people. All
Yeah.
right, the next question is yielding.
I'm probably gonna go. I'm either tied between often true or almost always true.
Interesting,
Yeah,
interesting.
I'll
I
think almost.
feel, I think neutral for me, because I think, I don't know, sometimes I'm yielding and sometimes I'm very stuck in like, no, this is the way. It's
Cool.
probably about half and half. Helpful.
This one's tricky
Mm.
because obviously there are times when you think you're being helpful, you're not, and there are times where you just think you're, like you're, I'm just blah blah blah, and the person either out of either politeness or from a very genuine thing, they'll say, "Oh, you were really helpful." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So I don't know because I like to think I'm helpful, but I know for a fact there have been times I have been, shall we say, very self-reserved. So
Yeah, I feel like I'm a neutral, like halfway. Sometimes I'm helpful and sometimes I'm not. It just depends on
yeah,
how I'm feeling. Like, do I want to be helpful
yeah.
right now
Mm.
or not? I also don't get asked for help very often.
And I think for me, I'll put more than half the time is true because I mean, I'm usually in a either a good mood or a neutral mood compared to a negative mood. So I'll go with
That's
that
fair. That's fair.
one.
Okay. Defends own beliefs.
Yeah. Ooh. Mm,
I guess it's like for me, it's like, what does it count as a belief? Like, what if I'm just defending things that are facts?
right. I mean, this one's tricky because I like to think that I am passionately resolved in what I believe in, but at the same time, I'm open to education. I'm open to criticism, and they'll, like I'm very much of the believer of if you believe you're quote unquote complete, life's done, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I would say for me, I'm probably going to go with more than half the times
Same.
true,
Yeah. Same.
because there's definitely times where I do not stand up as much as I should. Like, today, all across the United States, there was protests, the
Right.
No Kings protests, and I did not attend. Like, I
I mean,
believed in what they were protesting, but I didn't go. So that tells you about like how slacker I am about really standing up for certain things. But other times that I will, like, um, just like it kind of depends on the situation. For me, protests of that kind of size is really challenging for me to be around that many people.
right. And I mean, like, I don't want to be a bit of a Debbie Downer, but I mean, when it comes to, I'm sure it'll be fine. But with kind of protests like this, especially in this kind of regime, it's kind of, I mean, physical safety is also an issue. So, got to be there for your kids, man. Just stay at home, be
Yeah,
safe.
that's the other thing is just if something happens to me, then what's going to happen to my kids?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, next question is cheerful.
I'm gonna say I'm usually cheerful. More than half the time is true, but I have noticed as well. I don't know about you, but I tend to put on a more cheerful kind of face when I'm outside the home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously at home I'm usually called Mr. Grumpy by my family. But yeah, like but outside I try to put on that mask. I mean, not to say that I'm faking it, but I'm trying to be a lot more open.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go with often true, um, because like you, like at home, I do not need to be cheerful all the time. And
Mhm.
honestly, like I have depression. So I can seem outwardly like, yeah, this is how I am. I'm fine. This is great. But internally, it's not
Mhm. Sure.
necessarily. So yeah. Moody.
Often true. Often true for me. I
I
am a moody bitch.
I don't think I'm that moody. I honestly don't. I think I'm gonna say less than half the time's true.
But have you noticed that? I mean, for me anyway, have you noticed that we become more moody the older we get? Maybe because we don't care anymore about putting a pretense. You just like, ah.
Yeah, but I also means that like I don't care what other people think. So like it means that I'm just gonna, I don't get cranky about things very often. My moods don't really fluctuate a lot.
Mhm.
It just kind of depends on, you know, I guess some people around me, but I'm not around very many people that would make me upset or whatever. So
You choose your
yeah.
people well.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I surround myself with good people. Independent. How is this different from self-reliance?
I don't know. I think
Oh, okay.
self.
If you like hanging out like by yourself, I guess is
Oh,
like
okay.
maybe.
This one's interesting because I was very much a social butterfly in my teens and 20s and even up till my early 30s. But I've noticed that, after falling ill, I remember when COVID struck, everyone was shut in, everyone was having this kind of PTSD. I need people. For me, I was fine.
Mm.
I was absolutely fine. So I don't know.
I was fine for the most part as well, except now I'm like I don't see people very often, um, but I'm looking at relocating back to Malaysia because I want to be around my people. So like, maybe it'll be different. Like maybe if I take this test after I move,
That'd
then
be
my
interesting.
answers will be different, right?
That'd be
But like
interesting. Yeah.
right now, is probably often true. Often
Yeah, I'll
true.
go the same.
Shy.
This
Remember
one's,
we talked about this,
yeah.
that I was talking about being shy last week.
I know this one's tricky because are we talking about just overall being shy or let's say being reserved for the moment? Let's say whether we're in a business meeting, a formal situation, someone we don't know. I'm sure obviously let's say if we're around the homies, the shyness obviously melts away. But so this one's tricky.
Yeah, to me, shyness is about like being around strangers or people that you're not familiar with,
Hmm.
or don't know very well. Uh, because obviously you're not going to be the same way around your family and people who know you really
Sure.
well. Um, I'm going to go with more than half the times true.
I'm going to say almost never true
Hmm.
because I can be very, very, people have told me I can be a lot. So,
I'm like, I'm better than I was previously. I'm more open to talking to strangers now, but I still like don't often put in the effort. So that was why I went with more than half the times true rather than often or always, because I have actually improved in that area. All right, conscientious.
I'm going to say almost never true.
You're really?
Yeah, pretty
You're
much.
not
I think
conscientious?
I used to be. I used to be, but I think, like I said, the older I've gotten, I really don't care. I mean, like don't get me wrong. Like not to say that I'll go to business meetings looking like I just woke up or anything like that. I mean, I could. That's a choice. But no, like yeah, like if let's say like I think I might have told you this. So for our viewers who might not know, I suffer with a disability, and but if you're looking at me the way I walk now with recovery, I'm pretty solid. I have a disability parking placard on my car. I'll park at the disabled parking spots, and people will come up to me and they go, "You're fine. What are you talking about?" And I'll get really mad, tell them off, but and that will bug me for days. So I
Okay.
suppose in some ways that could be conscientious, I suppose.
But it's like conscientious after the fact, like, oh, I should have behaved differently.
No,
In that moment.
no, I was conscious in the sense that, oh, I'm playing that scenario back and just going, oh, I wish I could, like, punch that guy right in his boob and
Oh,
he didn't do that. Like, so yeah, I don't
okay.
know. And I'll replay it over and over. So
I think I'm gonna go with more than half the times true for this one as well.
yeah.
Athletic.
Almost never true.
Same,
Almost never true.
same.
Moving on. Next question.
So easy. Quick, move on. Affectionate.
Yes, I'm gonna say almost always true for me.
It depends who I'm with.
You don't kiss strangers?
Absolutely not.
Not today.
I want to go with either neutral or less than half the times true.
Go with less.
I'm not very touchy-feely person. If I had a partner, that would be different, but I'm single right now. So
well, how do you interact with, let's say, a partner compared to, like, or when you're out with your friends? Are you affectionate to them?
No, not really.
No,
not really.
Then just put less than less.
Okay, less than half the time's true. I give my kids hugs, and that's about it.
that will do it last spring. That will do.
Theatrical. Oh my goodness. In what context?
What are you wearing, by the way?
Okay. But am I always dressed like this? Or is it... I would say, I don't know. I'll probably have to go with more than half the times true.
Well, this one again is tricky. I would say in my past, maybe before I fell ill, I would say almost always true. But for me now, I get really awkward being in the spotlight. So I will say almost never true.
I know. I kind of want to go with neutral.
Go for it.
Because, I mean, obviously, yes, I have this whole thing going on, but I'm not on stage as much as I used to, and when I do, it's more like me being authentic. So I'm going to go with neutral.
Cool.
Yeah. Assertive. Neutral. I just think I'm not nearly as assertive as I should be.
This one's tricky for me because it's, again, are we judging us now or a year?
Yeah, now. This is how now. Yeah.
So for me, I guess almost never true.
Wow. Okay. Flatterable. Wait, what does that mean? We dress in a way, or we look in a way that that people can flatter us, or giving us.
I'm guessing when someone gives you a compliment, you're like, oh, tell me more.
Okay. That's what I was kind of thinking, but I just was not verbalizing it very well. I would say often true.
Same. I am a basic.
You're a what?
I'm a basic bitch. You tell me I'm pretty.
I may not get compliments like super often, but when I do, I'm like, yes, please tell me more.
Tell me more. Tell me more. I'm sorry, my ears are a little hard of hearing. What was that? Yeah. Okay.
What the fuck is
this next one, I believe, is a Russian thing. So let's go with neutral on this one.
What? Wait, can we do a Google Translate?
Can you?
I don't know. I'm going to check. But so how weird is it for it to be a Russian word?
Which means I'm guessing... so we're taking this from scitest.org. I'm guessing they must either have a Russian programmer or Google Translate just went...
I don't know. All right, let's go with neutral because I can't even highlight it to copy and paste.
Mm-hmm.
All right, strong personality.
I will say almost always true for me.
I think that I probably am also almost always true. What do you think?
I'll go with that.
All right, loyal.
Again, tricky, because I would say that previously I was very much loyal to a fault. I was like a little puppy kind of thing where I never wanted to cut people out, because if I did, I would feel bad. But now, if let's say, like, I'm not loyal to the point where if I think you've done me wrong, I cut you out. No, but I know where my boundaries are. So if you just like whatever, I've got no problems cutting you out.
Yeah.
But I am, but then again, I am very loyal to my friends.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with often true.
Yeah.
Because I'm loyal to my ideals and anything that kind of fits into that. And the people that I really care about, I will keep up with, like, whatever loyalty means to them, or whatever, like, if I need to keep their secrets, or if I'm thinking about like what matters to them and things, like, I'm very considerate about that sort of thing. And I will defend my friends. My ex-husband would be like, "You're nowhere near loyal. You're not loyal at all." But anyway, often true.
Okay.
Unpredictable.
Ooh, what do you think? Are you unpredictable?
I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty predictable for myself, but I don't know if that means that I'm predictable to other people.
Right?
Like, do I do things that surprises people? Probably.
Or
But they make sense to me. Like, it's like, oh, that makes sense. Maybe I'll go with more than half the times true.
Okay. I'll have to go with almost always true, and I got a funny story about this. I'm definitely.
Oh yeah, please tell.
Yeah, like so. When I was in the US, whenever it was the weekend and I didn't have any plans, me and the boys, or even me and myself, I'll have a few cheeky bevies. And to our audience, probably know this. I am a massive, massive, massive fan of professional wrestling. I always have been ever since I was, I think, 3 or 4 years old, up until now. And I remember it was the weekend. This is when I was in Savannah, Georgia, and I'm just like, enjoying myself. I'll get a text from my friend Jess, and she's like, "Hey, what are you up to?" And I'm like, "Just chilling." And out of nowhere, she just goes, "You're drinking whiskey, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Right." And she's like, "Oh, you're drinking Kraken whiskey, aren't you?" I'm like, "Okay. All right, yeah." And then she goes, "Oh, you're wearing your fluffy slippers, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "How are you doing this?" And she goes, "You might as well turn off the TV. Watching wrestling isn't going to help you." I'm like, "Oh my God, how are you doing this?"
Wait, so that means that almost never true. You're predictable, the opposite of unpredictable.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I am a very much so a creature of habit. So.
Yeah, I was gonna go with more than half the times true, but I think I'm probably more neutral. People can probably predict my decisions, but there's probably other times that I'm just like, surprise people. Forceful, almost never true for me.
Same. I am very much a passive people pleaser.
Like, no, you guys do what you want. I'm not going to make you do anything. Feminine.
Oh, this one's fun. Okay, like again, I'm going back to actually with the same person I was just talking about just now, Jess. I remember we were in New York. I went to go visit some friends. She was working there as a graphic designer, and I remember she messaged me. She's like, "Oh, before we go to the bar, is there anything you want to do?" And I remember just going, "Can we get our nails done?" And she's like, "Oh, I know this great mani-pedi place. It's awesome." And there's a photo on my Facebook. I'll share with you later. It's just me and her just like sitting down posing and like. So
Nice.
Every once in a while.
Nice.
Every once in a while.
I think I'm going to go with neutral because I'm definitely not like manly, but I also I'm not like, always dressing up into, you know, particular types of fashion, and I never wear makeup except for if I'm performing in a show that kind of requires it.
Do you not own many flower dresses?
I don't think so. No. I was wearing dresses and things when I was in Malaysia because the weather felt more appropriate for it.
Hot as balls. Yes.
Yeah. And maybe I just also wanted to look attractive for certain people.
Fair.
All right. Reliable.
Ooh. Are you a reliable person?
Yeah, I would say often true. Actually, maybe almost always true.
I'm going to say for me, almost never true. Because either A,
you always show up for these streams.
Right. Yeah. Okay, fine, you got me. All right, let's go with almost always true. Fine, you got me on that one. I mean, for me, I think that I'm unreliable, but you just kind of proved my point wrong. So, you know.
I can rely on you. You're there for me when I need you. Keep showing up for this. Okay, analytical. Always true for me.
I'm gonna say almost never true for me.
Really interesting. I think about things to death.
I mean, that's because I remember reading somewhere people tend to either be very logical versus people who are emotional. I'm definitely on the emotional side compared to you.
I'm both. But I will genuinely analyze things to death. I'm like, overthink everything. Like, was that the right decision? What was that person's motivation? Why did they do that? Yes, let me understand.
Yeah.
Sympathetic.
I'm almost always true.
I'm going to be often true because I think there are definitely times where it's like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm so sorry. I can't right now. But most of the time I am, but not like almost always. So often true.
Mm-hmm.
Jealous.
I am almost always jealous.
Really?
Yes. And this isn't just about relationships, like with friends. I can give you something. So we were at a dinner. My best friend was having a dinner, and he I knew one or two of his people there, but the rest of them were all fresh faces to me. And I remember there was one lady there, first time meeting her, first time hearing about her. And she was like saying, "Oh yeah, I'm his best friend. Blah, we're besties and blah blah blah." And I remember like just in my I didn't say anything. In my mind, I was just like, "I hate you. I really hate you." Because in my mind, I was like, "I'm the best friend, not you." And I remember just, just smiling. I could feel my eyebrows going, like just twitching. I was like, and it bothered me for weeks. It bothered me. So I'm definitely a jealous bitch.
I'm going to say less than half the time's true. I won't say rarely because there are definitely times, but most of my jealousy comes around, most of the times that I feel like I've experienced jealousy has been when either someone is intentionally trying to make me jealous, in which case they're fucking assholes, or with my last relationship, I got jealous of the idea of him wanting to be with anyone else. And but like with my ex-husband, did not give a shit. Like, you know, we had an open relationship. I was not jealous of other people that he was with or anything like that. So it was just that like one kind of scenario. Like, I want to be your one and only.
Sure.
So less than half the time is for me. Leadership ability.
Ooh. If you say almost always true, are you up your own bum?
Not necessarily. No, if you see yourself as a good leader and other people follow you, then
I'd say I don't think
it's
so.
just the truth.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't think of myself as a quote unquote good leader, but I have noticed whenever we're in projects, and this is in college, university onwards working, I do tend to be put in positions where I talk to a lot of people and I can help direct them on what to do because I'm definitely more so a people person. So I'll say almost always true.
For me, I think I'll go with more than half the times true because I know I can be a good leader. I just don't want to be.
That's fair.
That's kind of a weird thing to say. Like I'm good at leadership. People are interested in what I have to say and they will listen to me, but I also don't want to be the one that is like telling everyone what to do.
I mean, it's tricky because leadership means you have to take a more active role.
Right. Yeah.
But also, if whatever you're doing ends up being poop, everyone's going to say it's your fault.
I don't mind that. That's fine.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Yeah. Sensitive to others' needs.
Would you say you're an? I mean, I think you're quite the empath. So yeah. I think yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with always true. Sometimes to my detriment.
I was literally about to say that. Are you too much of an empath?
Yeah. I consider other people's feelings too much sometimes because it's like, well, their needs matter and maybe mine don't matter as much. And I need to think about and consider their feelings. Right. Are they more important than mine? Maybe. Right.
I know, like, the best way I can describe it was something my mother told me when I was really, really young. I remember, like, she would, every day my parents would give me some pocket money for the canteen for lunch. And I remember, like, there was this one particular day, there was this kid I saw who was crying. And I was like, what's up, dude? And he was like, oh, I'm hungry. I was like, well, here's my pocket money. Like, go have it. And I remember when I told my parents about it, my sister got really, really mad, and so did my dad. But my mom was just like, no, you did something good, so it's fine.
Interesting. So what's your level on that one?
Probably almost always true, I'd say.
Same as me. Before I move on to the next question, we have a comment in the chat. Look, nice. Daniel is watching us. He says,
hey, what's up, buddy?
Looks at calendar. Dominica, on a Saturday, what alternate universe is this? Daniel, this is what happens when I also have wanted to do my, a Halloween movie horror movie discussion streams this month because it's Halloween month, and Mike is only available on the Thursday nights, and he wanted to participate in those ones, but I did not want to ignore my Real Talk with the Vulnerable Angel streams at the same time, so this is the night that seemed to be the best for it this week. Yeah, that's the reason. Okay. If you would like to join us on the personality test that we're doing, that's what I had the caption here. Doing them sex role inventory. Mm-hmm. All right, we're up to question 27 now.
Correct.
Truthful. Almost always true.
Yeah, to a detriment, I'd say. I'm not a very particularly good liar, either through performance or later on, because I'm not an actor. I'm not. And also later on, like, even if it's something small, inconsequential, it will really nag in the back of my head. So yeah, I'm truthful to a fault.
Yeah. Even when I could easily hide behind just not saying anything, I have to be honest here. Mm. Like the time that we discussed it early this year, late last year, I think, when I was almost accidentally catfishing my ex. Like, no, I gotta be honest and tell him this situation. Oh my goodness. Okay. Daniel has another comment for us here. He says, well, at least with sex talks and Halloween movies, you get screams from both. Hey-yo!
Well done, Daniel. Well done.
All right. But this is sex as in like gender sex. Although one of the questionnaires that we might do later is it more a sexual one? Maybe we can do that one next if you're wanting us to be more that way inclined. All right. Question 28. Willing to take risks? I will say more than half the times. True.
I will say for me, often, because not to say that I'm a risk taker, but I can count on my hands how many times I've tried something and I've gotten burned. But
you keep doing it anyway.
Yeah, and I keep doing it again. And not to say that it's a bad example, but it's something that definitely springs to mind. So I'll say often true.
Yeah, for me, more than half the times, because there's a lot of times like I do not want to take a risk, but I will force myself to do it because if I don't, then I'm just not going to get the anything that I want. So, and some of the risks that I do take are like pretty big risks, right? Like, well, I'm just I'm going to sell my house and then we'll figure things out for moving to another country. All right. Daniel says, thanks, Sharad. Takes a bow.
You're welcome, Daniel.
All right. Question 29. Understanding. Almost always true. Because even if I don't understand, then I will work to understand.
Right. I know this one's tricky because I would say, again, just going back to youth, I would say almost always true. But the older I've become, there's the bullshit tolerance factor definitely wears thin over time. And whenever I'm seeing things, especially now in social media and the news, I'm just like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, my friend.
Oh, I think there's a difference between it can be I can understand why something happens. It doesn't mean I will necessarily agree with it or be okay with what they choose to do. But I will still try to understand why.
That's tricky though, because that's the difference between understanding and acknowledging. So, for example, if someone says, "Oh, I feel blah 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 blah," okay, I acknowledge your right to feel that way. Doesn't mean I understand it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So I will say, I don't know, because we're talking about more than half the time. More than half the time. Yeah.
What about secretive?
Dun, 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 dun.
If we were secretive, we probably wouldn't be doing this live stream. I would say almost never true.
Yeah, same. I make a terrible superhero.
The only times that I'm able to be secretive is if I'm having to be secretive on somebody else's behalf. Like if somebody else is involved. Yeah. So, anyway, makes decisions easily. Fuck no.
No.
I'm gonna go neutral though, because sometimes some decisions are easy, and other things are like, I don't know what should I be doing here. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. This one's tricky because I have made in recent times a lot of big decisions, but they have not come easily. So that's the tricky part. So I'm gonna say rarely true.
Okay.
I'll make them. I'll make the decisions, but there'll be a lot of work.
It'll take a long time. Compassionate. I feel like there was another question that was similar to this earlier.
Well, there's a difference between empathy and compassion, isn't there? Because empathy means you can feel what the other person's feeling. Compassion is you feel sorry, or you can, so I'm gonna say,
you know what, I'm gonna go neutral with this.
oh, you.
Why?
Because, I mean, you seem like a very compassionate type of person.
I can be, but other times I'm just like, but you're responsible for your own mistakes. Like, you should have just chosen better.
Yeah, but see, that's a tricky part, because like one thing I've noticed, that if, let's say, I'm again reading the news, social media, I'm like, dude, this is on you, my friend. But at the same time, like, okay, so for full disclosure, on my social media, I follow like a whole bunch of animal shelters, particularly with dogs. And every time I see a picture of a dog, let's say homeless or in need or something, I'm just like, So when it comes to, let's say, dogs, I have this like like this unquenching thirst of compassion. I remember like telling my mom years ago, if I was a millionaire, the first thing I would do is kind of build a dog sanctuary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you telling us about that before.
Yeah, right. So for dogs, I would do that, but for humans, not so much.
Wait, look, it doesn't specify compassionate towards humans. It just says compassionate.
Yeah. So I'll go with more than half. Let's go with more than half.
You know what? I'm probably also more than half the times. Definitely not often true, or almost always true, because there are definitely times when it's like, you screw yourself. Like, especially with it when it comes to my ex-husband, I have zero compassion for him.
Yeah.
So like, dude, make better choices, dude. Make better choices.
Make better choices. Very good.
Sincere, almost always true. Clearly, like, look how honest I am right now with all this.
Right. Yeah.
But
and like, yeah, because I've noticed that if you put on a face, it's exhausting.
Yeah. So. But the other thing is, like, I want to be sincere, because if I'm going to give somebody a compliment, I want them to know that I mean it, right? So I won't give compliments unless I actually mean it.
True.
So, almost always true. Is that what you put as well?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Self-sufficient.
I would say for you're definitely almost always true. You're very self-sufficient.
I was going to say, wasn't this the same as the first question? No, that was self-reliant.
Self-reliant. Self-sufficient is a different thing.
Yeah. Self-sufficient. I'm going to go with often true, because I am relying on child support and government assistance right now.
But you're actively trying to improve your situation. You're not just sitting there on your sofa eating Cheetos, just going, yep. Nom, 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 nom.
Actively trying to improve my situation, as in packing up my house to move to another country.
Yeah.
Because in terms of looking for a job, that's not going so well right now.
There you go, fine.
I'm going to go with more than half the times true, actually, I think. Just because, yeah, like I said, I'm relying on government assistance and child support at the moment.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
For me, I will say almost never true, because following my illness with GBS, I'm a bit of a wreck. I can't really function. And to be fair, like, just for example, even though I know what medications I have to take, I'll often forget, even though I've got them all laid out in like a daily pill box, I'll forget to take them. I'll forget to top them up. I'll forget to buy them. So yeah, probably almost never true for me.
Okay, that's fair. Since we're doing it from now. All right, we have another comment from Daniel in the chat. He says, Sharad putting on a face. Dominica, you're talking to a high-masking autistic woman. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Sometimes.
Yep, you've got it.
All right. Item 35, eager to soothe hurt feelings.
Almost always true.
I'm like, I can't stand seeing you upset. I want to make you feel better.
Yeah.
Oh, look at us. We're going to have high on femininity.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, yeah.
Conceited. I was kind of talking about this last week, except I was calling it arrogance. I'm gonna say often true.
Okay. Like I said, I would say in the past I was almost always true, but now I say it's probably rarely true. I've got this kind of filter where I just don't care, really, in terms of what people think of me and the kind of position, the kind of visuals that I put out.
Okay,
So
wait. So how do you define conceited? Maybe I have a different definition.
Conceit might be, I have to look really, really good, like completely dolled up before I leave the house.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up because I feel like maybe my definition is wrong.
Look it up, yeah. Let's share.
All right, the Merriam-Webster dictionary says ingeniously contrived, fanciful, having or showing an excessively high opinion of oneself.
Yeah, so for me, almost never true then, if that's the case.
Okay, I guess I don't. I mean, I have. Okay, I don't have an excessively high opinion of myself. Okay, I'm gonna go neutral.
Mm-hmm.
I think neutral makes more sense.
That's fine.
Okay, forceful. Almost never true.
Yeah, same.
Soft-spoken.
Huh?
You think I'm not?
No, I mean, like, okay, so this one's tricky. Soft-spoken could be someone who's very demure, but at the same time, you're very outgoing. You're very, very friendly. You're a good organizer. So for you, I mean, it's tricky. I mean, for you, I'd say probably almost never true. But I don't mean
that's how you perceive it. No, I understand.
What do you think?
I think it really depends on the context. I'm probably more neutral. There are definitely times where I'm more soft-spoken or I won't even speak up at all.
Mm-hmm.
And other times, obviously, I am the opposite.
Right. I'll say probably less than half times true for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Likeable. I think for you, almost always true.
well, see, that's the thing, because I wouldn't say I'm a people pleaser. I'm definitely not. But I always try to make a very good first impression. Where even if, and I remember, like, I think I might have mentioned this on stream once. When I was in school, I had this. It's the fact that I still remember this and her name. Her name's Jane. Screw you, Jane. Okay, like. I remember, like, we were on a school trip and we were in The Hague in Holland for a Model United Nations thing, and I remember she just out of nowhere she just said in front of the entire group, "Sharad, I think you're an ass." And that really bothered me. It's still I still remember it. It still bothers me.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
But that's not who you are today. Like, that was back then.
Yeah. So I like to think often true because I try to be likable.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go with either neutral or more than half the times true.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's definitely not almost always true, and it's definitely not often true. I definitely get the impression that a lot of people think that I'm not likable. And I'm at the point where, like, I don't care, whatever. I think I'm going to go with neutral.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, we've got some more chat comments here.
What have we got?
Let's see. Daniel says, "Person, what did you do this weekend? Sharad, got in touch with my feminine side."
He knows it.
Yep. Like getting your nails done.
Oh man, they look fantastic.
Then Daniel also says, "Soft-spoken. Mine glares at Dominica."
Yeah. He knows you well.
All right. The next item 40 is masculine.
Oh, like I said, this one's tricky because I'm very much a manly man, like in the sense that I like if you put on a football game, I'll be at a bar watching it, and I'll be with the boys and whatever. But if you say, Sharad, we're also gonna get our nails done and go to the spa, you up for it? I'm like, I'll just be pushing you out the door, and I'll be like, I'm getting the front seat, girls. So it depends.
Well, okay, but let's that's fine because they don't have to be like one end of the scale to the other, right? It's not like feminine on this side and masculine on this side. It's like masculine scale and feminine scale. I think that I should probably put more than half the times true.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you're a girly girl.
Because what?
Are you a girly girl?
I'm not a girly girl. This is like I'm right now. Look, I'm wearing jeans. Nice. Like maybe the top half looks girly, but jeans down there. I'm usually more of that. And then like my outspokenness, I suppose, and my male-dominated interests.
Yeah, I get you.
So, all right. Okay, Daniel's got another comment for us here on my masculineness.
Let's hear it.
He says, Dominica's masculine side is a lumberjack. It's funny you should say that because I remember an actual lumberjack scene that I was a part of in an improv show that I did.
Yep, there you go.
Full on lumberjacks. All right, warm.
I want to say almost always true for me because I just I'm very much a people person.
Yeah.
And every time, let's say if I'm having a fight with someone or I'm trying to be standoffish, I will actively feel bad afterwards. So yeah, almost always true for me.
I think maybe more than half the time is true for me because there are definitely times that I am cold, especially when I'm communicating with my ex-husband. Like, I don't need to be warm with you. I just need to grey rock you the entire time. All right, we have another comment from Daniel, which is more of a zings. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night. I can't remember all the lyrics. There we go. Anyway, fun times. Item 42, solemn. Rarely true?
Yeah, same.
43, dominant. Dominant.
This one's tricky because I would say previously before I fell ill, I was very much a dominant personality to the point where people have told me I was very overwhelmingly dominant. Following my illness and recovery, I'm very much reserved taking a backseat now. So I suppose now I'd probably say almost never true, but back in the day, almost always true. But since we're doing it right now,
yes,
almost never true.
Yeah, I feel like I'm neutral for this one because there are definitely times that I am, and there's other times that I will take a back seat. Yeah, so neutral for me. All right, another chat comment here.
From who?
It said Daniel. Close enough for my singing the lumberjack song.
Cheers, Daniel.
Tender.
Almost always true. I'm very much a tender boy. Yep.
I see it.
Yep.
I will say maybe more than half the time's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think there are definitely times that I am not tender. It's like, I'm the rugged lumberjack type.
Exactly. Massive axe strapped to your back.
Friendly.
I mean, I think you and I are probably almost always true.
I'm not gonna put always true.
You are though.
I would say more than half the times.
No. I mean, I'd say almost always true.
You have not seen me in every kind of situation that I could be in.
Well, I mean, every time I have, you've always been always friendly.
Fine, often true. I will go with often true. I will pick a middle ground between that and yeah.
Yeah, I'll put almost always true for me.
All right, Daniel says that yeah, I can tell Sharad's a big softie, and
hard as a rock.
He meant that as a compliment.
Thank you.
All right, item 46, aggressive.
Oh, if I've had a few drinks, maybe, but probably for me, almost never true because this is strange. Again, this is pre-illness and post-illness. Pre-illness, I have to admit there were times where I kind of looked forward to it, not in the sense that I would always try to start fights, but if there was some tension, I had that little kind of angel and devil in my shoulders going, go on, do it, get into it, say something, go on, do it. And so, yeah. But right now, I would say probably zero aggression.
Yeah, I'm going to go with almost never true as well. Mm-hmm. My ex-husband would probably disagree. All right. And then Daniel says, a welcome man to you.
Cheers, right. Daniel.
Gullible.
Almost always true. I am a gullible boy. If you tell me the moon's made of cheese, I'm like, let's go have a picnic. I'm very gullible.
I'm gonna go more than half the times true because I'm not. I used to be almost always true, but I've learned. I've been burned too many times to believe everything that everyone tells me now.
Yeah.
So more than half the times true, but not all the time. Inefficient.
Almost always true. I always look back. I'm like, why did I do that? Well, so yeah, almost always true.
I'm gonna go often true. I'm sure there are times that I am efficient, but if you look at how long it's taken me to pack up my house, no. Acts as a leader.
Would you say you're a leader?
This is different from the leadership one.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, that's interesting. Leadership, between leadership and acting. Mm-hmm. Like, it's two different things.
Yeah.
I'm going to say almost never true. Because, again, when I was in Savannah, a pre-illness, I had a very boisterous personality, and I took a lot of pride, especially as a film and TV producer. I was very much an organizer, and that showed up in a lot in classes as well. But now, I would say probably never true, almost never true right now.
I think I'm going to go with neutral. Because obviously, I mean, the fact that I run this live stream series, that's me acting like a leader. I do organize plans and stuff, so that's me acting like a leader.
You're a very good organizer,
but like other things, not so much. So neutral for me. All right, I believe we have another comment from Daniel here.
Oh, God, Daniel.
He says, if Mike were here, I'd test his gullibility by telling him he left some action figures on the wall and forgot to pack them. If he turns around, a score.
All right, Daniel, we'll need you. We'll definitely need you on the next stream, and you have to bring that up just to test him.
Yeah, that'll be a Thursday stream. Okay, item 50. Oh, we're getting close to done. Childlike.
I am very much a kid, so
almost always true for me too. Absolutely. I mean, have you seen my collections?
Yeah. They're amazing.
What am I wearing right now?
I mean, like, do you not see what I have lying around? So.
What mug was I drinking from?
Ah,
Nickelodeon cartoons from the 90s. Okay.
Nice. Very nice.
All right, Daniel responds to your request. He says, "Okay, I got you."
Good man. Good man.
All right. Next one, adaptable. Oh my god.
I will say often true for me because there's that old saying, if you don't adapt, you die.
Yeah.
And not to say that we're adaptable, like I can go on a dime and change, but you kind of have to, right? So yeah, often true.
I'm gonna go with almost always true because I've had no choice. I've had to. I've had to have it the same way. Yeah. Daniel asks,
what have we got, Daniel?
Are Ren and Stimpy on this mug?
Are they? I see
Rugrats. They are.
Oh, there they are. That's awesome. That's really cool.
They are indeed.
That's a really nice mug.
It is a good mug. That's why I bought it.
Nice.
I think I must have gotten it from I got it from Ross Dress for Less, so it was like a cheap mug.
Nice.
Individualistic. Almost always true.
I know this one's tricky because we all like to think of ourselves as individuals, but obviously we all have our own likes. But if we find a fandom that shares your likes, I really want to be a part of it.
Yeah, but it's different. Like, you're still making your own choice about what you like before you join the fandom, right?
Sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And you don't necessarily like if the group says this part of the mythology is amazing, you can still decide on your own. Is it really though?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's how it is for me.
Then I'll go with more than half.
Okay. Almost always true for me. Daniel said sweet about Ren and Stimpy being on the mug.
Yeah, man.
All right. Does not use harsh language.
Okay,
what do you mean by harsh? You mean like curse words? Or do you mean like you're a fucking asshole, you fucking dickhead?
I can never censor myself, so almost never true.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go neutral.
Okay.
Because I absolutely use curse words, but I don't use it in a way that is insulting to other people for the most part.
Right.
Unsystematic.
Can we have a definition, please, of unsystematic?
Yes, I will bring it up in my Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Merci beaucoup.
Unsystematic. Merriam-Webster says, not marked by or manifesting system, method, or orderly procedure, or not systematic. So
that hasn't cleared everything off.
Yeah. So if you have like routines that you follow, that's systematic. So like if you're like, I have to do this thing this particular way. For me, it's like I have to load the dishwasher in a particular way. The order that I brush my teeth in always stays the same.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's not a factor of me being rigid. It's just that I've got creature comforts, and like so I probably go. I'm quite a systematic creature, so I probably say rarely true.
Yeah, I'm gonna go rarely true as well. So like, it's weird, right? Because I can absolutely be spontaneous about other things, and most of my life I have no routine for. But when I have routines in place, I follow them to a T. Like, you know, so yeah. And Daniel has another comment for us. He says, Dominica, define Tourette's.
Fine. Yeah.
I do not have Tourette's. I am consciously speaking those words when I choose to say them. Competitive. I'm going to go neutral, I think.
I'm going to say more than half the time's true.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I don't mean to be competitive, but again, like, for example, yeah, like if I hear like, oh, so and so's so good at that, oh, blah, I'm just like, I'll show you good at
that. I can get competitive when playing games. I can get competitive in terms of when I'm desiring a romantic relationship with someone sometimes. But other times I'm just like, I don't care. You do you. I'm not going to fight you on that. Whatever. So neutral for me.
Cool.
Loves children.
Almost never true for me.
Even though you taught students and like kids and you really enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's because I'm always on eggshells around them. Like, don't say anything, don't do anything. Like, you know, be a nice, upstanding member of society. And yeah, like, I mean, well, see, that's the thing. Even though I've got experience working with kids, I myself don't think I'm a good teacher because, you know, I'm always second guessing myself. But a lot of people have told me that I am good with kids. Doesn't mean that necessarily I'm
that you like love that. Yeah, I know. I appreciate you sharing that because my answer, despite the fact that I have 2 children of my own, is probably less than half the times true.
Yeah.
I can get along with them fine. I have enjoyed teaching improv to kids, but I don't spend a whole lot of time around children, and I like it that way.
Yeah. If I'm popping over to a relative's house, like for example, the other week, I went to go see a cousin who is visiting from Australia, and her son. I was just talking to her son's like an infant, and next thing I know, I feel something tugging on my leg. I look down, and he's crawling up my jeans, like a spider monkey. Crawls up and he just sits on my lap and just stares at me. I'm just like, what?
All right, we have another comment from Daniel here. He says, I once heard she lost a game of Connect 4 and gave a guy a concussion with one of the checkers. I'm
actually inclined to believe that. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
I'm not that bad. My daughter has gotten kind of like that with losing in games sometimes, but
there you go.
She's improved. Like I worked that out of her. Like I'm like, this is
no beating your opponent.
We cannot have this.
Physical attacks, please.
Tactful.
I am not at all.
I'm gonna go neutral.
Okay.
Because it used to be almost always true because almost never true because I didn't understand what tact was. I just spoke my mind. But since my ex-husband kind of beat it into me that I needed to be more tactful in my delivery, then I got better at it. So neutral.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah. Ambitious.
More than half the time's true for me.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. You feel like you're okay.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I have dreams and goals that I'm aiming towards, and I'm actively taking those steps.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't see myself. I'm going to become the next CEO of this, or I'm going to sell this movie tomorrow to this company. But I do have a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, I am not. I'm going to say less than half the time's true, because I do things because I enjoy doing them, not because I have a goal in mind. And honestly, if I could, I would just be sitting watching movies and TV all the time.
That sounds amazing. That's the perfect
That's
day.
what I would be doing.
That's the perfect day.
If I did not have to worry.
If we didn't have adult things.
That's right. Absolutely. All right. We have another comment here. Daniel says, my mom called it grandmother's prerogative. I get to spoil them and send them home.
I've heard that too.
Mm-hmm. And then he also says, in parentheses, meanwhile, Dominica's inner voice is trying to figure out how to Vader Force choke the ex.
Not so much inner voice. I think she's kind of emanating that energy already. She's just like, how do I give him the whole force choke?
I don't have to do anything for him to get the consequences of his own actions. Gentle.
I'm almost always true.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think motherhood has instilled that in you? Because I asked this because like a while back I went to a mini school reunion. It was a classmate's birthday, and a lot of old friends met up. And I remember this one kid showed up. A classmate showed up. He was with his wife, and he was wearing a suit. And I was like, "Who are you?" And he had this little girl with him, and I remember I was talking to him. I was like, "So, what's it like?" And he's like, "Everything I do now is for them." And I'm just like, "Change, bro." But yeah, definitely see that.
Interesting. All right, we have another comment from Daniel here. He says, Sharad, alibis and plausible deniability. If nobody knows, nobody can squeal.
True. If a tree falls in an empty forest, does it make a sound? Yeah. Very true. Very true.
All right, we're on to our last question. We're going to get the results after
Last
this.
question.
Conventional.
See, this one's tricky. Whether your definition of conventional is the same thing as if you're a creature of comfort, or you're the definition of what you are. Right?
For me, I'm seeing it as like, do you kind of follow the societal kind of expectation?
See, that's the thing, because whenever I think of unconventional, I think of, and this is not a slight because I've got friends like this, like complete head to toe goth makeup. They have all these amazing things, and like, but by definition, their appearance is not what you'd call conventional.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably say, with me, less than half the time is true, maybe, because even though when people see me, they think I've been told anyway that my hobbies don't match me. Like, yeah, like for example, I remember I was dog sitting for a friend when I was in Savannah, and her dog's like this white tiny poodle that I can literally use as a dumbbell. And I was walking her. Her name is Sophie, and I was walking her. And I remember, like, at that time I had a leather jacket on, I had a cigarette, and I remember this couple walked past me, and they just looked at me. They're like, "You guys don't match." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, your energy, this white tiny poodle, and this me. Like, what up? So, so what about you?
Fair. I'm also gonna go with less than half the time is true, because clearly, I mean, look at me. Like, I do not look conventional. I do make a lot of oops. Sorry, I need to be able to hear. I unplugged my headphones. What was I saying? Yeah, so I obviously make a lot of choices that are not conventional. I don't follow what society expects of me. I have got into male-dominated spaces and that sort of thing. However, I will say that in terms of what I want to have in a relationship now, I'm much more conventional than I used to be. What I'm looking for is monogamy, and I just want to settle down and just have a quiet life in a relationship. Yeah. So less than half the time is true.
Okay. So what are your scores?
All right, but before we share the results, let me bring up some more chat for us. All right, Daniel says, person to Sharad, what are your hobbies? Sharad, I can cross stitch a mean potholder.
Hey, that's pretty badass, man.
Can you do that?
No.
Well, be cool if you get. You'd be good.
Not. It'd be awesome if I
could. And then he also says, fire the headphone intern for not doing their job. God damn that intern.
She's a 10. She's a 10. Don't worry.
It is. All right. Our results from the BEM sex role inventory. PSRI. Drum roll, please.
What are you? Tell me who you are.
You want my results first?
Yes, please. Ladies first.
All right. The scores are out of 7. Let's do our masculinity scores first. My masculinity score is 4.3.
You're more masculine than me. I'm 3.3.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And my femininity score is 5.3.
Same.
Wow. We got the same femininity score. And my profile is androgynous.
My profile is feminine. There you go.
Well, I mean, given that your masculinity was much lower, that makes sense. Androgynous. Wow. That's and yet I am not non-binary.
There you go.
All right. So I guess we have time for another test. Do you want to, just because Daniel brought up the sex aspect earlier, do you want us to do the effective and motivational orientation related to erotic arousal questionnaire?
Yeah.
The sexy one.
Let's do it. Do you have a link for that in the chat you gave me?
Yeah. It's the last one on the list.
Oh, Amore. There you go.
Yeah, Amore. That one.
Let's do it. Oh, it says webpage not available.
What the frick? Oh, because it's trying to do the square bracket at the end. So just delete that part from the URL.
Oh, I get you.
Weird how it would do that.
Weird.
All right. So, okay. Before we start the test, I am going to bring up some more of Daniel's comments. He says, good job being a gentleman, Sharad. I'd pat you on the back, but my arm won't go gadget across the Pacific.
I like that. That's cool. Cheers, though.
And oh dear, what have I done? Yeah, look, I know you like the sexy side of me. So this is probably going to take us about the same amount of time. There are 62 items. The last one had 60. So this is so funny. If we weren't discussing things, it says it should take us like 11 minutes to do the test, but we're clearly discussing things, and that's why it takes us longer. All right, so it's the online version of the effective and motivational orientation related to erotic arousal questionnaire, or Amore, designed to measure individual differences in 8 dispositional sexual motives proposed within a construct of intrinsic sexual motivation. And Like the last one, the test is provided for educational and entertainment use only. It is not intended to be a psychological advice of any kind and come without any guarantee of accuracy or validity. Assessment is free and anonymous. You can save the direct link to your results. All right, let's start.
Let's do this.
Okay, let me read the instructions because they're kind of long. Please be extremely honest and think about yourself very carefully when responding to each statement. There are no right or wrong answers. This questionnaire asks you about reasons that you typically experience sexual feelings or that you become interested in sexual issues or behaviors. When you experience those feelings or interests, you may or may not always act on those feelings. Oh goodness! I hope there's going to be nothing that we're going to be uncomfortable sharing on.
We'll see.
The stream. We'll see how things go. Sex, having sex, or sexual activity can include sexual behavior with another person, e.g., your spouse or lover, as well as sexual behavior by yourself, e.g., masturbation, viewing or reading erotic materials. Partner can refer to either your spouse or regular romantic partner or any individual with whom you have sex. If you have never had sex or are not currently involved sexually with anyone, respond to the statements below like you think you would feel if you were involved in a sexual relationship or were sexually active. Not all reasons for being interested in sexual issues or sexual behavior may be listed below. Many of the reasons included may not describe you well at all. If this is the case, please indicate that they are not true for you when rating them. If a particular statement describes your typical reaction or feelings well, indicate that it is completely true. If a particular statement does not describe you well or is opposite of the way you feel, indicate that it is not at all true. Of course, you may choose any answer in between to indicate the degree to which the statement describes.
Cool.
Keep the form with your answers.
Yeah, I think this one's fine. I think it's just like the link to the report, so I think it's fine.
Did you check it?
Not yet. Well, I mean, I've checked it, but I haven't clicked yes, sure as of yet.
Oh, along with the report.
Because it only says your answers will be visible to anyone who has your report.
Yeah.
So it should be fine. Yes, sure. And begin.
All right. Okay. Often when
questions. Okay.
Yeah. Often when I need to feel loved, I have the desire to relate to my partner sexually because sexual intimacy really makes me feel warm and cared for.
Completely true.
Maybe partly true. Because I need more than that. It needs to be not just that. Wait, before moving on to the next question, we do have another chat comment.
Ooh.
So Daniel says, prints up a t-shirt, autoerotica, give yourself a hand.
Yay. Why don't you give yourself a standing ovation?
And then he says, agreed. Agreed, I'm assuming, to the partly true one for you need more than just the sexual thought. Okay. I enjoy having sex most intensely when I know that it will lift my partner's spirits and improve his or her outlook on life.
Completely true.
I enjoy having sex most intensely when I know that not at all true. Given how I was with my ex-husband, if I'd had sex with him, I know that it would have lifted his spirits and improved his or her outlook on life, but it didn't. It was not enjoyable for me because of other stuff. So I'm not at all true. It's not part of my motivation.
Okay.
I'm a weird one. All right, we have Another chat comment from Daniel. He says, sex isn't everything. Intimacy has multiple levels, but it's important. Exactly. I agree.
Nice.
Okay, next question. When bad or frustrating things happen to me, many times I feel like engaging in sexual fantasy or doing something sexual to try to get to feeling better.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to say completely true as well. That one, yes.
Don't come for me. Yeah.
But you know, that includes by myself because I don't have a partner right now. I won't go out and screw someone just to make myself feel better. But anyway, maybe that's TMI. Sex is important to me largely for reproductive reasons. Not at all true. I would not be on birth control if that was the case. I'm not even having sex. Sexual activities and fantasies are most stimulating when my partner seems extremely self-assured and demanding during sex. Demanding! Holy
This one's tough though because the self-assured bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say moderately true or partly true. Moderately true or partly true. Because I like when they know what they want and are forceful but not demanding.
Right.
But like forceful in a like I know what I want and I am going to go for it. As long as they will like recognize and stop if I'm not okay with it. Yeah. Right? So I'm going to partly true. Partly true. Right. It's like, oh, it's so hard. Like anyway. We have another chat comment here, I believe. So Daniel says, pleads the fifth.
Smart man.
We're letting it all out on this one tonight. Okay, I find that I often feel a sense of superiority and power when I am expressing myself sexually. Completely true. I absolutely do.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things. When I'm with a partner that I am super into, I like having control in that situation. Okay. One of the most exciting aspects of sex is the sense of power I feel in controlling the sexual pleasure and stimulation my partner experiences.
Completely true.
Not so much for me because I like to have a balance of both of us being in control. So I'm going to say moderately true.
Okay.
Often while I am engaging in sex or fantasy, the idea that children might result from sexual behavior is extremely arousing. Not at all true. That was a fun
Absolutely
one. I see a comment in the chat from Daniel on YouTube, but it's not coming up on Restream. So I am going to read it from the chat.
Go for it.
He says, I think they meant dominant, not demanding. They phrased it that all wrong. See, maybe. That's their problem. Like, I'm going to go with how it's phrased. If I... Anyway, we'll see. Frequently when I want to feel that I am cared for and that someone is concerned about me, relating to my partner sexually is one of the most satisfying ways to do so.
Completely true.
Frequently when I want to feel that I am cared for and that someone is concerned about me. Yeah, I definitely think that's more of a male thing in general, but
I think moderately true, because there have definitely been times when I have equated sex that way, as like I need to go all the way with them to know that they actually care about me.
Got you.
So moderately true. Often the most pleasurable sex I have is when it helps my partner forget about his or her problems and enjoy life a little more.
Yeah, completely true for me.
Yeah, partly true.
Okay.
Because it really depends on more than just that. Like, I do like distracting them away from things, but if they are being a big old pain in the butt and not emotionally connected to me, then I can't still. It's not. Okay. I find sexual behavior and sexual fantasy most exciting when I can feel forceful and dominant with my partner. See, this one, it says dominant, Daniel.
Right. Okay.
So it's not like they don't know the difference.
I want to say partly true.
I'm going to say slightly true. I think. Hang on. Forceful and dominant. Because I do prefer, like, so yeah, it just depends also on the sexual partner. Like, especially if they're, I don't know. No, I just slightly true.
Cool.
Thinking about sex or engaging in sex sometimes seems to help me keep on going when things get rough.
Partly true. Yeah.
I think not at all true.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't happen very much. I mean, obviously there are times that I'm thinking about it, but like it's also like it's not a thing that gets me to keep going.
Gotcha.
Oh, now it's there. Anyway, okay, Daniel says, fine, I stand corrected.
Good man.
It is frequently very arousing when my partner gets very forceful and aggressive during sex.
Yes. Completely true.
You like it when the lady does it.
Wow. Love it.
How aggressive is aggressive?
I mean, not to say that he'll donkey punch you, but like, you know, like like where he's in complete control, presumably.
I think I'll go with slightly true, because as long as it's not like too, as long as it's not like grapey.
Yeah.
that's how it sounds, right? It's like forceful and aggressive. I only recently learned that grape is the word to use in place. I'm like, I'm gonna use that now. So gravy.
A tad bit grapey. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, we have another chat comment here. Daniel says, Sharad has a dominatrix on speed dial somewhere. Kidding, or am I?
Well, I mean, put it this way: when I was in college, there was a few.
Okay. Okay. I frequently want to have sex with my partner when I need him or her to notice me and appreciate me.
Not at all true for me.
Interesting. I think partly true.
Okay.
Because it needs to be more than just that. But yeah, it was not part of like my relationship with my ex-husband, but I wanted him to notice me and appreciate me for other things.
Sure.
So partly true. I especially enjoy sex when my partner and I are trying to have a baby.
No. For me, it's literally the exact opposite. No.
I don't know. But like, if you're trying to have a baby,
Yeah, if you're
like,
actively doing it.
if you're actively trying to have a baby, would you enjoy it? And so that's the thing. Like, I think I'll say slightly true, because if it was something I was actively trying to do, I would enjoy it for that reason. Not that I'm actively trying or necessarily want to have any more kids in my life. I'm already in perimenopause, okay? And I have no partners. So.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, come again.
And I have a birth control implant that lasts for 5 years because I have no intention of having any more children anytime soon, even if I have no partner. Okay. Often engaging in sex with my partner makes me feel like I have established myself as a force to be reckoned with.
See, the way that this is phrased makes me unsure, because obviously I feel good and positive, but establishing myself as a force seems, again, very aggressive.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say not at all true, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the way that it's phrased.
Yeah. Engaging with my partner makes me feel. I'm gonna say partly true.
Okay.
Just thinking about like how I kind of was with my last ex, like I definitely felt like because as a force to be reckoned with makes me feel like I made it confident, and I made it a difference in his life.
Actually, the way that when you phrase it like that makes me want to change my answer.
Okay.
I'll go with partly true. I'll go with partly true. Yeah, fair enough. You convinced me. You convinced me.
Good. I'm glad I could influence you. All right, we have another comment from Daniel here. He says, when I said practice baby making, I said practice.
Mm-hmm. Practice makes perfect.
Not actually baby making.
Well.
A major reason I enjoy having sex with my partner is because I can communicate how much I care for and value him or her. Yes, completely true.
Completely true. Yeah.
The sensations of physical pleasure and release are major reasons that sexual activity and fantasy are so important to me.
I'm torn between
slightly true.
I want to say partly true for me.
Because okay, but it says, okay, I don't necessarily need the release part, but the physical pleasure part, maybe moderately true then.
I'll go partly true.
Because it's also like it's more about connection than how it feels for me. Okay. Sex and sexual fantasies are most exciting when I feel like my partner has totally overpowered me and has taken complete control.
Completely true.
You already established that.
Yeah.
See, this one comes across as less grapey.
Yeah. Not on the grapes.
This one's less grapey.
For sure.
So I'm gonna say partly true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I am going through difficult times, I can start feeling better simply by engaging in some type of sexual fantasy or behavior. Partly true.
Yeah, I'd say partly true.
Yeah, there's definitely been times when I have just been like, "Oh, I need an outlet somewhere," and I will reach out to an ex and just get like message him something flirty, like just give me something, just some kind of sexual attention, and then I fight, and then we'll move on. We'll be normal again after that. Okay. The idea of having children is not very significant in my feelings about why sexual activity is important to me. The idea of having children is not very significant. Completely true.
I'm a bit torn about how the way this is phrased. Does this mean that like not having kids, having kids doesn't bother me when we pursue sex? Is that what it means?
The idea of having children is not very significant in my feelings about why sexual activity is important to me. So if you don't care about having kids, if you're not thinking about having kids, then completely true.
Okay.
But if it is important to you,
of having kids,
yeah, if having children, the idea of having children is significant part of why sex is important to you.
I get you. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I will say completely true then, because I don't want to have kids.
Same. In many ways, I think engaging in sex and sexual fantasy are some of the most exciting and satisfying activities I can experience.
Yeah, completely true.
Actually,
no, partly. I'll go partly true.
I'm partly true.
Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of other experiences you can have. So
exactly. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Many times it is extremely thrilling when my partner takes complete charge and begins to tell me what to do during sex. Extremely thrilling is the part that is that is like so probably partly true, because I do enjoy when they tell me what they want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that it's...
Yeah, I'll probably go slightly for me.
Slightly true?
Slightly.
Because you want them to be the one that's dominant and...
No, that's because like 9 times out of 10, I'm the dominant one.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose when they are, it is exciting, but it doesn't happen very often. So maybe I'll go moderately true then. Moderately. Okay. Yeah.
Partly true for me. Because I enjoy it, but I don't say it's like extremely thrilling. I really value sexual activity as a way of enjoying myself and adding an element of adventure to my life.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Really value.
It's definitely a fun element. So really I don't know whether I want to go completely or partly. So maybe partly.
I think I'm going to go slightly. Slightly true for me. Yeah. Often I have a real need to feel dominated and possessed by my partner while we are engaged in sex or sexual fantasy.
Not at all.
Often I have a real need to feel dominated. I think maybe only slightly true. Mm-hmm. One of the best ways of feeling like an important part of my partner's life is by relating to him or her sexually.
Completely true for me. I need to feel that connection.
I say partly true.
Hmm.
It sucks that like some of my answers is shaped by my not great marriage.
It's okay.
Because I feel like, and I know I'm supposed to be answering this in terms of like, if I had a partner, what would I want it to be? So if the partner was what I actually wanted them to be, then it's going to be different. But well, anyway, we'll see how it turns out. I find that thinking about or engaging in sexual activity can frequently help me get through unpleasant times in my life.
Partly true.
Yeah, moderately true. I often feel like fantasizing about sex or expressing myself sexually when life isn't going very well and I want to feel better about myself.
I'm probably gonna go not at all true for me.
Yeah, I think not at all also. Engaging in sexual activity is a very important way for me to experience and appreciate the personal strength and forcefulness that my partner is capable of.
Yeah, completely true. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, partly true. I find it extremely exciting to be playful and to have fun when I'm expressing myself sexually. Completely true.
Completely.
That's the best part. That is the best part. Thinking about sex or engaging in sexual behavior can frequently be a source of relief from stress and pressure for me.
Completely.
I say moderately true.
Mhm.
I would prefer to have sex primarily when I am interested in having a child. Not
Yep.
at all
Yep.
true.
Yep. Yep.
Often when my partner is feeling down on life or is unhappy about something, I like to try and make him or her feel better by sharing intimacy together sexually.
I'll say partly true because I don't want that to be the first thing that we go for. But if
Same.
yeah,
Same. I agree. Partly true for me too. All right. The experience of sexual tension and energy are in many ways the most thrilling and important aspects of sexual activity and fantasy. Sexual
I'm gonna
tension.
say partly true because yes, they're great, but I don't want to go home with blue balls, so I'll go with partly true.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think slightly true.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. We have another comment from Daniel in the chat here. He says, "Damn it, quiz, stop asking about kids. Was this survey done by a nursery school trying to gin up business?" Okay. No, I mean, part of it is also about like attitudes towards birth control. I think is what the I feel like I read something about that somewhere as like birth control attitudes as well. I often feel like having sex with my partner when I need to feel understood and when I want to relate to him or her on a one-to-one level.
I'm gonna say I don't know. It's maybe slightly.
I think moderately true for me because I feel like I'm just thinking back to my last relationship, and there was a situation that came up when I was with him, and it like freaked me out, and I didn't know how to handle it. It was like emotionally draining, and I wanted to have sex with him to forget about that stuff. and just feel connected. And unfortunately, it was a while after that before I was actually able to engage. But yeah, so moderately true.
Cool.
When I need to feel a sense of belongingness and connectedness, having sex with my partner is really an important way to relating to him or her.
Yeah, completely true for me.
I'm just gonna say partly true because I still need to have like the emotional component to it as well.
Cool.
Doing something sexual often seems to greatly improve my outlook on life when nothing seems to be going right.
I mean, it helps. Completely true.
Greatly improve my outlook on life?
Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt, does it?
I'm going to say moderately true. Moderately true? Slightly true. I think slightly true. Okay. I frequently feel like expressing my need for emotional closeness and intimacy by engaging in sexual behavior or fantasy with my sexual partner. Frequently feel like expressing my need for emotional closeness and intimacy by engaging in sexual behavior or fantasy with my sexual partner.
I'm going to say moderately true.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Wait, did I press the right thing? I don't know. I clicked the go back and just to make sure that I pressed the right one. Many times when I am feeling unhappy or depressed, thinking about sex or engaging in sexual activity will make me feel better. Completely true.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I'll go partly true.
I'm going to say completely true. Sometimes that's exactly what I've needed in order to get me just like it's a temporary stop fix or whatever the term is. You know, like it plugs it to temporarily and anyway. When things are not going well, thinking about sex or doing something sexual is often very uplifting for me and helps me to forget about my problems for a while.
Yep, very true.
Yeah, completely true, I think, also. Engaging in sexual activity is very important to me as a means of feeling powerful and charismatic. I think moderately true.
I'm tied between moderately and partly. I'll go partly.
Yeah, moderately. One of the main reasons I am interested in sex is for the purpose of having children. How many times do I need to ask this question in different ways? Not at all true.
No.
There were so many of these questions.
Yeah, there's a lot. No, thank you.
The sense of emotional bonding with my partner during sexual intercourse is an important way of feeling close to him or her.
Completely true.
Yes, I will say also. Completely true.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most satisfying aspects of engaging in sex is expressing the intensity of my feelings for my partner while we are having sex.
Completely true.
Yes. If I'm in love, absolutely. I get so attached so quickly as well. So I often have a strong need to fantasize about sex or to do something sexual when I feel upset or unhappy.
Not at all true for me.
Yeah, I think not at all true for me also. I really enjoy having sex as a way of exerting dominance and control over my partner.
Nope.
Moderately true.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I'm like controlling, but I like feeling powerful in a particular way. Like it's like I like the impact when I can get a guy to basically behave like a teenage boy because he's so like smitten about things. Like that
I see how your mind works. I see your
that
game.
behavior is such a turn on for me.
Yeah.
It was like and makes me feel like powerful and magnetic. Yeah.
Fair.
All right, we have another chat comment here for us. Daniel pleads the fifth again.
We know you, Daniel. We know your game. You're not slick. We know.
I often find it a real turn on when my partner takes charge and becomes authoritative during sexual activity or fantasy.
Completely true. Because it doesn't happen very often. So
Fair,
I'm always usually the dominant one. So yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I think it probably depends on the person, but if I'm thinking about like my last partner, because he is not a very dominant personality, when he did take charge and in those moments, it was like the sexiest thing. It was like, no, yeah, serious. No, seriously, and like because it's really funny because it's like he did not see himself as someone who could make the first move, and I had to remind him like, but you can do that. You can do that with me. Like when you know that it's wanted, then anyway, it was super sexy. So completely true. If it was my ex-husband, different story. Because it was anyway, we're talking about if I had a partner now and it was a partner that I trusted, then that's how it would be. I am often very excited by the sense of power that I feel I have over my partner when I am sexually attractive to him or her.
I mean, come on, you have to be.
Yes. That's what I just said, isn't it? Like that making him turn into a teenage boy. Yeah. Oh shit! Completely true.
Very true.
Okay, we have another chat comment here. Daniel says, Dominica, acting like teenage boys, grown men start lining up for casting sessions for Saved by the Bell remake. To be clear, I do not want actual teenage boys because I'm not a pedophile. Yeah. I just like the idea that they've kind of reverted back to that your mindset of who they were back then, right? Completely different. I would not actually.
She's not a kiddie. She's not a kiddie for that. So
yeah, no. Not absolutely not. Oh my god! just to be clear, anyone under like 30 is a child to me. So what's sexy is like a grown man that's like in his 40s or 50s that starts acting that way, because it is like, because that's that sense of power. If it was a teenage boy acting like that, there's no power there because that's who they already are, right? When they're reverting, that's the sense of power. Sorry, Daniel's giving us the laugh emoji.
You see your game, Daniel. We know.
Wait, he has another comment for us before I move on. He says, yeah, I get what you mean. Like awkward, goofy, smitten, horny teenage boys, but not actually teenage boys. Yeah. Exactly.
She's not a pedo, so yeah.
Because it's very different. Like, because ordinarily they are like, actual adults behaving like adults. But then when they're around you, it's like, oh, yeah, exactly. So different. Okay. We've been going through this one faster because we haven't had as much to comment on. Okay. So we're already up to item 49 of 62.
Yeah.
Being able to experience my partner's physical excitement and sexual release is incredibly thrilling and stimulating for me. Completely true.
Yes.
I love that. And that is absolutely one of the reasons why I have partners that I've insisted on not using protection with me, because I want to feel the full extent of it.
Right.
Limited number of people, but the ones that I have, it's been because of that. Okay. I find it very exciting when my partner becomes very demanding and urgent during sex and sexual fantasy, as if he or she needs to possess me completely.
I'm going to say partly true.
I think slightly, but very demanding and urgent. I think it would be too triggering for me if it was too close to how my ex-husband was.
Fair enough.
So, slightly true. I frequently become very aroused. That's it. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I frequently become very aroused when I sense that my partner is excited by controlling and directing our sexual activity or fantasy.
Completely true.
Moderately true.
Okay.
I frequently want to have sex with my partner because I know how much he or she enjoys it and how good it makes my partner feel as a person. I would say completely true. Assuming my partner is someone that I actually have strong emotional feelings for. It was my ex-husband that was different. I need to be answering this as if it's like someone that I'm actually happy to be in a relationship with.
Sure,
okay, wait. We've got some more comments from Daniel here. He says, for any new viewers, to catch you up to speed, Dominica's ex is an asshole. Correct. Oh, he corrected the spelling. I didn't even notice that you spelled it wrong.
TLDR, yeah.
Yeah. My ex-husband, correct. My last ex, not so much. So expressing myself sexually generally makes me feel personally strong and in control of things.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah, I'll say completely true as well. One of my favorite things is dressing in lingerie for my fellow.
I love a good nightie myself, so yeah.
Wearing or watching? Okay, completely true. I am especially excited by the feeling of domination and being controlled by my partner during sex and sexual fantasy.
Yep.
How grapey is this one?
I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe like a 7, probably.
I'm going to say moderately true. One of the most satisfying features of sex is when my partner really seems to need the love and tenderness it conveys. Yes, completely true.
Yeah.
Often the sense of power that I have over my sexual partner can be extremely exhilarating.
I'll say partly.
I'm going to say partly true as well. Yeah. Okay. I find it very rewarding when I can help my partner get through rough times by showing how much I care and being sexually intimate with him or her.
True. Completely true.
Yeah, completely true. I frequently find it quite arousing to be very directive and controlling while having sex with my partner. No, not. No, I don't think I.
No?
No, I'm tossed up between slightly true and not at all true. Because I don't like to be directive. I like them to know what to do. To me, but I also Okay, maybe slightly true. Because there
There you
are times where I like to have some control, but I don't like telling them what to do. Okay. Sexual intercourse is important in creating a great deal of emotional closeness in my relationship with my partner.
I'll say completely. I think it's very important. So yeah.
Is a moderately true because for me, the deep conversations is more important to me than sexual intercourse for creating emotional closeness. So moderately true. Sharing affection and love during sexual intercourse is one of the most intense and rewarding ways of expressing my concern for my partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say completely true.
Mm-hmm.
2 questions left. We're almost done. Okay. The sense of emotional closeness I experience from having sex with my partner is one of the most satisfying ways I know of feeling valued.
Yep. Very true.
Yes, because that's a huge part of my attachment, and why I get so attached during sex is because of it deepens the emotional closeness that I already have with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say completely true.
Cool.
Yeah, and I can even answer that, like, in terms of even in my relationship, like with my ex-husband, having sex with him when I didn't feel emotionally close to him with other stuff meant that I didn't feel valued. So anyway, I feel like it still is the same. Okay, last question. Oh my goodness, last question. Wait, before we do, we have another comment from Daniel. He says, sometimes some of the best nights are long drawn out till dawn sessions of sex and talking and repeat. Yes, I agree.
Yes. Preach.
Okay. All right. The last question says, to me,
question.
an extremely rewarding aspect of sex is that it can make my partner feel good about himself or herself.
True.
Yes, I agree. Completely true. All right. Are we ready to show our results?
Let's do this.
Drum roll. Wait, drum roll. Okay. All right. So we have
It gives us our scores.
There's 8 categories.
Yeah.
The first category is and they are scored out of 5.
Yeah.
This time. Okay. So valued by partner.
I got 3.71.
3.57. So fairly close.
Similar.
Fairly close.
Value for partner, I got a full 5.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I got 4.75, so I was close.
Relief from stress, a 3.8.
Okay, I got a 3 for that one.
Okay. Nurturance, I got a 4.83.
Okay, I got a 4 for that one.
Cool. Expression of power, 4.2.
Okay, 3.6 for me.
Right. Partner's power, 4.10.
Yeah, so experience of partner's power. Yeah. You got what? 4.10?
4.10.
I got 3.3.
Cool. Pleasure and sensuality, I got a 4.2.
Wait. I just want to comment on the. I think I got the 3.3 rather than the higher, just because of the way that they phrased it. Sounded grapey, and I don't like those ones. Okay, pleasure and sensuality. What did you say?
4.2.
4.2. I got a 3.2.
Cool. And procreation, a fat 1.
which I think is the lowest that you can
Yeah.
get.
Flat.
Yeah, I got a 1.17 just because of that one question. And I was like, well, if I was wanting to have a child, then of course I would enjoy it a little bit. All right. So then in the report, I think this is a general response.
Yeah, it's a general
Says,
one.
A dispositional sexual motive is a relatively stable interest in obtaining gratification from a specific outcome associated with sexual behavior or sexual interaction. Intrinsic sexual motivation is the desire or interest in outcomes inherent in sexual expression, those that cannot be experienced except through sexual expression. The 8 sexual motives assessed by the Amour are the desire to feel valued by one's partner, express value for one's partner, obtain relief from negative emotional states, provide nurturance and comfort to one's partner, enhance one's power, experience the power of one's partner, experience sensuality and physical pleasure, and procreate.
There you go.
The 8 motives are considered to be important factors in influencing individuals to engage in sexual behavior. So that's that.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, God, we've been going for just over 2 hours. So I think we should probably leave it there. But I had 5 other ones that I was already interested in doing. So this was fun. Are you interested in doing some more of the other ones next time?
Sure.
Do another one next week.
Do it. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun.
The specific date, I don't know yet. It may be
TBT.
the same time. I don't think I have other plans. I mean, I know that there's an improv festival happening in town next weekend, but I don't think I will go to any of the shows on Saturday, so I will probably be home. Because I don't want to spend a lot of money.
Say no more.
Yeah, anyway, that's part of it. But the show that I'm most interested in seeing is on Friday night, so I'll probably go out to that, and then maybe anyway, we'll see if Sharad is available. But next week we also have our next. I'm going to take this off the screen now. We also have our next horror movie discussion stream, which will be Thursday night US time, Friday morning Asia Pacific time zones, and yeah, general horror movie discussion all across the board from every time period, unlike the last 2 streams that we did discussing horror movies where it was 90s teen horror flicks and modern day horror flicks was last week.
Right.
So yeah, that's but yeah, let's continue on with more personality tests next week, because I feel like because we're commenting as we're answering, we're also learning stuff about each other as we're doing it as well. So
yeah, and I've changed my mind a few times, so yeah, about my own art.
Because I influence you.
Yeah.
All right. Daniel has a comment here. He says, been going for over 2 hours. That's a lot of stamina for sex. Streaming. Mm-hmm. Well, the first questionnaire that we did, the first test we did was not all about sex. So this one was less than an hour for that part. Yeah. All right. I don't know if right now and for most of the stream, it is said that we've had 2 viewers, and only Daniel has been commenting. So I don't know if the other viewer is just my dad and he's felt like that he didn't want to comment on this stuff, which is fine. I'm not surprised. Or maybe it's a secret admirer. They want to know about my sexual fantasies and interests. Maybe. I don't know.
You never know.
But if you are a new viewer or whatever, please feel free to interact with us in the chat. It's fine if you don't feel comfortable chatting with us. It's okay. But if you do, we do love to have the audience participation. As you can see, I've been bringing up Daniel's comments here.
Yeah, please.
Daniel says, if it's Frank, hi, Frank.
Bonjour, Frank.
Look, if it's my dad, I can understand why he wouldn't comment on it because I gave him the boundary of not commenting about the sex stuff to me. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's my boundary. Like, I don't want to hear about your sex life, Dad. If you want to hear about mine, fine. I can't stop you.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll continue with our personality tests next week sometime. I will organize with Sharad after the stream and be on the lookout for on the channel. If you're not already subscribed, click subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified when we go live, unless you want to just keep checking back on the channel to see when I announce the episode is going to be up. All right, until next time, keep testing yourself.